Hello, welcome to IT Expert YouTube video series. Today we are going to talk about Selenium interview questions you should be aware of. What is Selenium? Selenium is a free, open-sourced, automated testing tool used to validate web applications across different browsers and platforms. Selenium Software is not just a single tool but a suite of software. WebDriver is designed as a simple and more concise programming interface. It drives the browser effectively. Selenium Integrated Development Environment, IDE. Selenium IDE is a record and playback tool used to record the automation tests and execute the recorded tests. It is also a Firefox plugin. WebDriver in Selenium is an automation framework used to carry out testing in the web in multiple browsers. It can be used with languages like Java, Python, C#, Ruby, .NET, PHP. It can also be used by browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Edge and more. When there are large numbers of tests to be executed in the project, the SeleniumGrid comes into the picture. Using SeleniumGrid, testers were able to distribute the tests across multiple machines and get them executed on different machines to minimize the test execution time. Integrated Development Environment, IDE. Easy to use tool and can be used by someone new to automated testing. There are several features provided in the IDE under the toolbar, using which one can control the execution of test cases. Speed control. Helps control the speed of test cases. Run all. Allows execution of the entire test suite. Run. Runs the currently selected test. Pause/resume. Allows a user to pause and resume a particular test case. Step. Helps step into each specific command in the test script. Rollup. Helps group all the Selenium commands together and make them execute as a single operation. Selenium Remote Control. It's a test tool that allows you to automatically record the test user interface of web applications. RC does not call the browser directly but uses the Selenium server to communicate with the test browser on the same machine or different machines. Selenium RC comes in two parts. The Selenium server launches and kills browsers. In addition to that, it interprets and executes the Selenium commands. It also acts as an HTTP proxy by intercepting and verifying HTTP messages passed between the browser and the application under test. Client libraries that provide an interface between each one of the programming languages, Java, C#, Perl, Python and PHP, and the Selenium RC server. WebDriver is a browser natively, as a user would, either locally or on a remote machine using the Selenium server. Refers to both the language bindings and the implementations of the individual browser controlling code. WebDriver is designed as a simple and more concise programming interface. It drives the browser effectively. SeleniumGrid drives the browser effectively by routing commands sent by the client to remote browser instances. Allows us to run tests in parallel on multiple machines, and to manage different browser versions and browser configurations centrally. It solves a subset of common delegation and distribution problems but will, for example, not manage your infrastructure. How will you find an element using Selenium? In Selenium, every object or control in a web page is referred to as an element. There are different ways to find an element in a web page. They are: ID. Finds elements by ID attribute. The search value given should match the ID attribute. Name. Finds or locates elements based on the name attribute. The name attribute is used to match the search value. Tag. Finds or locates elements having tag names that match the search value. Attribute. CSS. Matches CSS selector to find the element. Link text. Here the visible text whose anchor elements are to be found is matched with the search value. Partial link text. Here also we match the visible text with the search value and find the anchor value. If we are matching multiple elements, only the first entry will be selected. Xpath. Matches Xpath expression to the search value and based on that the element is located. List out the test types that are supported by Selenium. Test types that are supported by Selenium. Functional testing. Regression testing. Loading tests. Post-release validation with continuous integration. Jenkins. Hudson. Quick Build. Cruise. Kant. What are the advantages of Selenium? Open source. One of the most important benefits of Selenium is its open source accessibility. As it is an open source tool, anyone can download the source code and use it. It can also be refactored based on project requirements. This improves the functionality of predefined functions and classes. Multi-language support. This must be the absolute and most imperative factor for any software-skilled individual to get into the automation testing domain. The most common languages testers normally use for writing Selenium code are C#, Java, PHP, Perl, Python, and Ruby. In most cases, enterprises may prefer to stick with the language already in use by testers and thereby eliminate the need for learning a new language. Multi-browser support. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Internet Explorer, Opera, and Edge are the most commonly used browsers worldwide and are compatible with Selenium scripts. Platform support. Once we create test scripts on any operating system, they can be executed on any other operating system. For example, if we create Selenium test scripts on the Windows platform, the same scripts can be executed on other platforms like Mac or Linux. Framework availability. Frameworks are like templates. They provide a structure to your scripts and help in making code maintenance easy. Frameworks provide increased code reusage, higher portability, reduced script maintenance cost, and higher code readability. There are different frameworks like data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, hybrid framework, etc. Remote control/parallel text execution. Multiple test scripts should be executed in parallel to reduce the test execution time. With the help of SeleniumGrid, multiple scripts can be executed on remote machines. This is one of the most essential advantages of Selenium. Flexibility. There are a wide variety of frameworks that support Selenium when compared to other test automation tools in the same class. For example, test management and test controller activities are performed by other frameworks when we integrate with Selenium. Reusability. As we know, Selenium test scripts can be executed in multiple browsers and operating systems. Moreover, tests written in Selenium reduce a lot of manual efforts required in running them repeatably. Integrations. Selenium can be integrated with TestNG and Junit for managing test scripts and generating reports. For continuous integration testing, it can be integrated with C/CD tools like Jenkins, Maven, Docker, etc. Regular updates. Selenium is supported by an active community. The Selenium community regularly releases constant updates and upgrades. The finest part about having a community is that these updates and upgrades are ready to use and easy to understand. What is Xpath in Selenium? Xpath is a technique in Selenium that allows you to navigate the structure of a web page's HTML. What is Xpath? Xpath is defined as XML path. It is a syntax or language for finding any element on the web page using the XML path expression. Xpath is used to find the location of any element on a web page using HTML DOM structure. Types of XPath locators? To find the element on web pages accurately, there are several different types of locators. Here are a few XPath locators. ID. Class name. Name. Link text. XPath. CSS path. XPath examples. There are two types of XPath. Absolute XPath is the direct way to find the element. But the disadvantage of the absolute XPath is that if there are any changes made in the path of the element, then the XPath fails. And relative XPath. For relative XPath, the path starts from the middle of the HTML DOM structure. It starts with a double //, which means it can search the element anywhere at the web page. Mention what is the difference between implicit wait and explicit wait. Implicit wait. The driver is asked to wait for a specific amount of time for the element to be available on the DOM of the page. It does not require you to meet any condition. It is simple and easy to implement. It does not catch performance issues in the application. Explicit wait. The driver is asked to wait till a certain condition is satisfied. It is required to satisfy a particular condition. It is more complex in implementation compared to implicit wait. It can catch performance issues in the application. Thank you for watching this video. We provide hands-on training with labs, homework, group projects. Prepare you for the certification. Provide real projects. Internship opportunities. Support you in Resume, LinkedIn. Staffing support. Provide tech references. In-person, online class. Class retake options and more. Call us at 847-350-9034 for your free career consultation meeting. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest videos. Hello, welcome to IT.